Hello everyone, this is Said. So I'm the founder of this company called nexxvali. Although we are located in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, in USA, but our service area is across USA and Canada. So we work with training service and also the job placement service. Okay. So today in this video, I'll talk more about DevOps. So this is a very growing field in IT, and the career progression would be very good if you know. Okay, so this video, I'd like to give you a disclaimer. So who is the audience for this video? So audience would be somebody who doesn't have any knowledge about DevOps. It is a very beginner, I would say, video, and then a session that would help you to make up your mind, uh, to decide, okay, fine, should we go for DevOps or not? Or should you start your career in DevOps or not? Okay. So without further ado, let me share my screen. I'll share you a presentation that would make you comfortable. Okay. Thank you. So let me just, I hope you are able to see my screen. Yeah, so big question is that why should you learn DevOps in the first place? So I will discuss more in details, but let me introduce myself first. If you go to LinkedIn and then search by my name, Saeed Mukit Ahmed, then you would find me over there. And I have completed my uh, bachelor's and master's BBA and MBA from Dhaka University, and after that, I worked for Grameen Phone in Bangladesh for a little more than 7 years before I came to USA. And after coming to the USA, I worked for EcoStar Corporation as a test automation engineer. And then I worked for Coles. Uh, Coles, their headquarters is in Wisconsin. That was the reason for me to move to Wisconsin. And I worked for them for 3 years, or little more than 3 years. Then I worked for Northeastern Mutual, which is one of the Fortune 100 companies. And finally, I opened my own company, which is nexxvali. Okay. So where are we located? I mean, where is the company nexxvali is located? So if you look at the map of United States, so Wisconsin is right here. So, and in Wisconsin, the biggest city is called Milwaukee, okay, which is right around here. So you can say it is very close to Chicago, and it is in the Midwest. So how would you find us? I mean, our company. Where would you find us? So you can simply Google us. If you Google, all the information of Next Valley will appear on the search page. You can definitely go to our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/nextvalley, and then finally, definitely you can definitely visit our webpage, which is nextvalley.com. So now, before jumping into DevOps, I'd like to give you a very short base description or basic about software industry as a whole. Since in this industry, I worked for more than 15 years, including Bangladesh and USA. So I'd like to share my knowledge, okay, what the things are going on across the globe. Okay. So, if you look at the major transformation among of the software that we used to be in the 90s, and then to the modern day. Okay, so if you remember, we used to have CDs. We used to buy the CDs from the computer shops, stores, and then we used to install that on our local machine or laptop, and then we were using that. So now if you take a closer look, you will never see CD-ROM in most of the modern laptops, because that uh, whole concept of transferring or installing software through CD or DVD is gone. So nowadays, the softwares are more of very dynamic, powerful, and interactive. So consider Facebook. So Facebook, do you have to install anything on your machine? No. Just if you log in, start using it. YouTube, do you have to install anything on your machine? No. So if you just go to youtube.com and then keep watching the videos, right? So secondly, mostly these modern day applications are although very powerful, okay, but they are mostly can be accessed through browsers or lightweight, uh, I would say lightweight native app. So what I mean by this is that uh, the application that you use on your phone, let's say for example YouTube, all the videos that you see over there, they are not stored on your phone, right, or on your laptop. They are stored somewhere else. So lightweight means this application that you have installed on your phone, YouTube for instance, that consume very less memory on your phone, and it doesn't contain a lot of gigabytes or a lot of bandwidth on your phone. It doesn't work like that. These are called lightweight applications. So these lightweight application is just communicating with the servers and give you all the things that what you need in a very short period of time, in a very dynamic way. Okay, so, this is kind of the major transformation that happened in the industries, software in the 90s to software in the modern day. Okay, so now a question may come, okay, how the modern day software are being released. So now there is a very big concept called agile scrum. So what happens is that instead of creating the whole software in one shot, uh, as a software engineer, we kind of prepare one piece of functionality and then add to the existing stack. So what happens, say for example, in the right hand side, if you take a look, right, an application, hypothetical application has six features, one two three four five six, and they are live now. What I mean by is that the customer is already using with those six features and it is okay, it's going good. So now the team has decided, okay, we'll start working on the seventh feature. So you see on the left hand side, when the seventh feature will be first of all developed, I mean the developer will do the coding, and then the test engineers who will do the testing. After all the coding and testing and development, all these things when we'll done, we will add this feature onto the existing stack. So in this way, incrementally we'll increase, and then after we have completed adding the seventh feature, we'll start working on the eighth feature. So in this way, you see, incremental, this is called incremental approach. So incrementally we are just adding up new feature, and the application gets bigger and bigger. So all the companies, like from small companies to big companies like Facebook, Google, uh, they also follow the same pattern. Okay, and if you look at the functionalities of Facebook that if you use, right, so few years back they don't have lot of features that we use currently right now, right? So for example, earlier that time they only have the like button, but now they have so many options like other than like button, right? So that's what I'm trying to say, that they also keep adding new features one by one after one. That is called incremental approach. So now that you know what is incremental approach, so let's move little deep. So I like to go little deep about DevOps, and then I like to make you comfortable with the whole uh, way of working. So start off with, we do the planning. So planning means whenever a new functionality is planned, right, or a company or a team has decided, okay, fine, we'll work on this functionality. They don't just build it. So every piece of functionality that they've built or the team works on, there is a big uh, planning phase over there. Okay, that planning phase consists of financial planning, because every piece of functionality that the team develops, or the software the IT team develops, right? So there is a financial goal is there, so they have to earn something from that feature, otherwise why would they invest money? Okay. Second is that what are the technological challenges we have? Okay, say for example, uh, i- just I want to give you an hypothetical example. Okay, say on Instagram, we don't have any you cannot make calls in Instagram, there is no call feature. Say for example, Instagram had decided, okay fine, we'll introduce a call feature. Okay, so first of all they will plan okay fine, how much money we need to invest for this to implement this call feature, and then if we implement it, would the customer accept us, or what would be the market reaction for that? Number three could be, okay fine, what are the technological challenges we have, what are the uh, 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 technology that we use? So should we use a lightweight application, or we'll use a very robust application? How the call will be generated? So all these things are there, so these are is a planning phase. So once the planning phase is completed, and then they have decided, okay fine, yeah, we'll go for adding a new feature called call feature in Instagram. So then somebody has to develop it, right? So then comes the coding. So the software developers, what they will do the coding, and then they will develop the feature. And after that, when the feature is being developed, it comes to build. Build is nothing but in a simple term, uh, the code that the software developer has developed, right, it is on his or her machine, but uh, he has to compile the code in a way and make it testable, so that the tester can test it. So the tester, they will initiate the call, and then they will check, okay fine, call is generating or not, can I make a phone call to my friends or not from Instagram, all these things, right? So they will not basically test the code, they will test the functionality. So build is kind of converting the code into a functionality. So in our DevOps training, we'll learn many more about how to convert these things. But for now, I'm just going over the phase very high level. Okay. So now then comes testing. So that's the thing, because without testing you cannot launch the new version. Somebody has to test it. So in an organization, generally there is a separate group, or that there could be a separate person in the team called test engineers. So test engineers could be manual testers, test engineers could be automated testers. So they used to test the application. So once the application is tested, and then they find no issue, we call bug. Okay. So and the application is working as expected and everything is fine, then they will go for releasing. That means in the last slide what I showed, right, they will add into the existing functionality and release it to the customer. Okay. And then you will be, say for example, on your phone, you will be getting a notification, hey, new version of Instagram has came. And then what you do, you go and then click on update, and then automatically the new version will be available on your phone. Okay. So this is called release. But after the release, they will uh, deploy the changes. I mean, what I mean by release and deployment, these are very close and very similar. But deployments, they will make sure the customer can use it. Okay. This is called the deployment. And then comes operation. Operation means then after the deployment is done, after the release is done, it is now is in the customer's plate. Okay, so customer is keep using it. So some team, or a group of team has to maintain the application, right? So maintain and see that, okay, the customer can use it. Say for example, I can give you an example. Say in a regular day, the application, or Instagram, in our case, the Instagram can handle some 500,000 requests and responses. Okay, and 500,000 customer or user can use at the same time. But in a, say, in a special occasion, like say Valentine's Day. Okay, in those days, the it goes up like from 500,000 to some 2 million. Okay. So in that case, what will happen? They have to monitor the application, and then they have to operate in a such a sweet way so that the application doesn't break. So somebody has to be there to make this operate, make this operation operational. So then comes monitor. Monitor is a very, very important part. So what happens is that every application after they are launched, they are launched to the customer or end user, right? They kind of they kind of keep a close eye to the application, that okay, what's going on with the user? What are the features that the user is liking? The new feature that we have added, customer is liking or not? Okay, all these things they are closely monitoring. Okay, based on that, so that based on that they can make a corrective judgment or calculative decisions, that okay, should we continue with this feature or we should discontinue with the feature. Say for example, in my previous example, I showed that there are six features. We added the seventh one, and after that maybe we observed that okay, fine, after adding the seventh feature, third feature customer is no more using, because they are more interested on the seventh feature that we have added. So in this way, they will not continue with this third feature. They will maybe retire the third feature, or they can enhance the third feature, they can modify the third feature, and then they will uh, I would say relaunch the third feature. Like that, every time there is a monitoring phase going on for all the applications, there is a separate entity or the team. They continuously monitor the application, that what is the I would say health of the application, how the customer is using, should we go for any change or not. So say for and then after the monitor, the plan comes again. So you see, this circle is an endless circle. So again it comes plan, coding, build, test, deploy, all these things are happening, right? So now if you now understand, if you understand this whole process, right, in a very high level, then you would feel that okay, on the left hand side we have the development. So first of all, the application will be developed, and then on the right hand side we have that's called operations. Okay, but in an earlier when the software was very new, like in I would say early 2000 maybe. So at that time, uh, development and operations, they were totally separate teams. Okay, so that there were some teams they would develop, and there are some teams who would only operate. Okay, they were totally separate teams. But what happened, uh, so in IT we call it uh, it is a very common it is a very common, I would say, blame game. That is okay, developer would say, hey, the application is working good on my machine, so why it doesn't work on your machine? Operations team, they would say this to the operation team, and the operation team would say, hey, what application you have developed, it is not working, the customer cannot use it. So you see, there is always a chaos, so each team is blaming each other, and if there is any problem, good luck. Nobody cares about anything, everybody blames each other. So to resolve that, the modern approach that the software whole industry, right, has emerged, is called DevOps. So combining all this team and working together, there is no separate team; it's a one team. So that's called, from the development we call dev, and the operations we call ops. So combining all these two together is and making it a single team. Everybody is responsible for everything. That is called DevOps. So DevOps by definition is not a tool, or is not a I would say team. Okay, it is a sort of, I would say, a mindset. Yes, which is by definition. But in a real life, what happens? There are some tools that the DevOps engineer uses to help every part of this whole process. So in this next slide, what I would show you here is that, so as I mentioned, right, so in every part, the DevOps engineer who's supposed to be responsible for maintaining all the DevOps work, have some direct contribution, I would say, and there are some indirect contribution. So all the blue all the red check marks here, in this area DevOps engineer has direct contribution, like build, release, deploy, operate, monitor. Here the DevOps engineer has a direct contribution, that yes, what I mean by direct contribution is that the whole team will be dependent on that task. That is called direct contribution. I mean, if I am a DevOps engineer, the whole team will be dependent on me. So on the red check mark here, the DevOps engineer has direct contribution. On the green check marks, they have a shared responsibility or indirect responsibility. Say for example, planning. Here the DevOps engineer would help with the right tool that the company should use, and then also in coding, also in testing. Here they do not have to do all these things, but behind the scene they would help with the application. So there are some applications that the developer would use, there are some applications the tester would use, there are some applications the planning team would use. So DevOps team would help them to make sure, okay, the applications that they are using, right, they are up and running. So that is the goal. So here the DevOps engineer has indirect contribution, but uh, in the whole if you see the life cycle, right, so whole software development life cycle, DevOps engineer has a very very important role. So now let's do one thing, let's understand the market of DevOps. So how is the market, how is the job demand, and then all these things, let's see. Okay, so if you simply go to Indeed, so as you know, Indeed is one of the biggest job portal in USA. Okay, so if you go to Indeed and just write DevOps here, right, and don't mention any cities or anything, just go for find, then you would see that there are some 18,000 jobs. When I took this screenshot, I saw that 18,000 plus jobs are there across USA, okay, in all these states in USA. And I hope in Canada also there will be plenty of jobs for DevOps. And not only in USA and Canada, since now DevOps concept is getting more popular. Most of the companies are now converting their work culture to DevOps, and the number of jobs will eventually grow. Okay, and then now let me talk about other course that we offer. Okay, so first of all, so for the DevOps course, no coding required. So it has some tools, like maybe 10 tools or 12 tools, so maximum 10 tools that you have to use, and then you have to know how to use them. No coding required. Okay, and the another feature of our the DevOps course is more practice. So the whole duration of the course is 5 months. Okay, so if you the tools that the 10 tools that I said, right, each tool will not take you 1 week to understand. So if we can, so 10 tools means 10 weeks, right? But 5 months means 20 weeks. 20 weeks. So what you will do in the next 10 weeks, right? So you will do a lot of practices. So practice, as you know, the practice makes a man perfect, right? So if you do more practice, only then you will conceptually be clear, and then you can solve a lot of questions, a lot of problems in the real life. So our whole DevOps training is uh, purely designed on more practice. On the description box, I will share the whole course curriculum in each and every module. Whatever you will learn, very details, I will give you. You can click and then see the whole course curriculum over there. But for now, I'm just saying that these are the features. And number last one, I mean, the fourth one is that AWS certification. So if you know a little bit of cloud computing, AWS is number one cloud service providers. And now in modern day IT world, everybody is moving to cloud, small companies to big companies to moving to cloud. So the training that we'll provide for DevOps, at the end, you will also um, we also prepare you to for the AWS certifications. Okay, so what will happen, and then when you are done with the AWS certification, we'll reimburse you the money. Okay, so you can say we'll pay for your AWS certification. And so what I mean to say is that the knowledge and expertise that you will develop on this training, you should be able to clear AWS certification, and we'll pay for it. And or you can say this AWS certification fee is included in the price. Yeah, and definitely, as I said, I will share the course content in the description box. You can find over there the detailed course content for all the 5 months what you will do. Okay, and the pricing, and so pricing is very convenient, in a way that we do here in USA and also in Canada. So this figure is on US dollar. So for the training only, if somebody wants, okay, fine, we'll do only training, we do not need any job placement support, so then the course fee would be $2,000. Okay, and if somebody did the training, or somebody has already experience in the DevOps or any cloud, then that person, if that person needs only job placement support, the fee is $1,500. But if you take both the services, both training and placement, you can combine it, and then you can get it for $2,500. So the pricing is very modularized, and uh, so that you can make up your own mind which service you want. You can either go for training, you can either go for placement, or you can combine both and then get a great discount. That's pretty much it. I hope I I'm able to give very not very detailed, I would say very brief overview of what is DevOps, and what are the tools that you have to use, and what are the functionality that you have to do, and what is your responsibility as a DevOps engineer, how is the market, all these things, right? But I would request you one thing, that is, you do your own research. Okay, so internet is full of information. So go there, and then just write DevOps training or anything, find out, and that what are the best options for you. We are 100% online based, so you can join our course anywhere in the USA and Canada. And finally, I would also request to go through our course content. Okay, and if you feel that we are the right partner for you in this journey to start your learning and to develop your skill, then definitely feel free to reach out to us. As I mentioned, right, you can easily find us. You can Google us. You can Google Next Valley. You can go to our Facebook fan page, or you can go to our website. Every information is there. Okay, thank you. Thanks for your time, and thanks for listening to me. Thank you. Bye.